Welcome, one and all, episode 15 of Where's My Hat podcast. Our guest today is Logan Holcombe, a Fort Wayne stand-up comic. You can follow him on Instagram at lholcomedy. He's gay, single. What else do I know about him? Oh, he's an exterminator. So if you have any pests in your house, give him a call. Anyway, let's get into the episode.
Welcome to Where's My Hat? I'm your host, Stacey Stark, and joining me is my other host,
Kay Banks.
who can't remember what she likes to be called. And also, who are you?
My name is Logan Holcombe. Hello.
And what's your deal?
I'm a comedian.
And what else?
A man?
Hell yeah. Welcome.
All right.
A gay man? I don't know what else you mean, like an exterminator or something?
I love that. Yeah, just whatever you think people might want to know about you.
What would you want on your dating profile?
That's a good question.
So like on Grindr, I just have that I'm a stand-up comedian.
Do you have pictures of you doing stand-up?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Definitely.
And that's it?
Well, I have regular pictures of just me, but I have a couple pictures of me doing stand-up, yeah. So.
Do you have pictures of yourself in your exterminator outfit?
God, no. People don't want to see that. When I tried to perform in my exterminator outfit, I totally bombed, so people don't respond well to my exterminator uniform.
How many times have you done it in your exterminator uniform? Comedy, that is.
Just one time. It was because I had to leave straight from work and go meet Liz for the part-time job at Summit City, so I didn't have time to go home and change, and I think I had to close that night, so it was just awful from beginning to end, so.
Have you ever had sex in your exterminator outfit?
Yes, I have. So
how did that go?
Hopefully my bosses don't listen to this, but I'm an exterminator. I drive a service truck around, so I kind of just make my own schedule and stuff. So there have been times where I've had like an hour or two gap in my day, and I just hop on Grindr, and sometimes it happens, and so I just go over there in my work uniform in my truck, and just kind of get it done. So.
Okay, so these are like random people that you meet on Grindr, and then you're like, okay, I'll come over and just have sex with you.
Yeah.
Are you ever worried about like STDs or anything?
Well, I mean, we use protection, of course, but
okay.
Not really. I don't know.
I
mean, I get tested all the time, but like I don't really worry about it that much. So
is that too personal? I'm sorry, I don't know.
No, it's not personal. It's just like obviously I worry about it, but I don't know. Guys are usually pretty upfront if they have something or whatever. So I guess I never really ask, but I don't know. I just feel like they would tell me if they had something. So the only time that I ever had an STD was I was 19. So that
was it?
It was syphilis. Yeah.
Oh goodness.
You had syphilis. How'd you know you had syphilis?
So I hooked up with a guy, kind of a close friend of mine, and like 2 weeks later, he texted me and he's like, "Hey, I have syphilis. You need to go to the doctor." And I'm like, "Oh fuck!" And so I went to the doctor, and they took blood, and they just gave me the penicillin shot right there, and they never called me to tell me if I had it or not. So I never figured out from that moment if I had it, but I guess if you have syphilis for the rest of your life, if they do certain blood work, it'll react to a syphilis test. And so I've had that reaction before. So I guess I found out years later that I really did have syphilis. So, but a penicillin shot clears that up right away. So, sorry, I have a dry mouth.
Oh no. Yeah, that's how Al Capone died, was from syphilis.
Wow.
I feel like syphilis was different back in the day. Like, have you guys ever heard that it was a different type of syphilis than we have today?
No.
I have no clue.
I feel like I don't know if I read that or heard that somewhere, but like back in the day when pirates used to get syphilis, they would like go blind and go crazy and just have all this weird shit happen to them. But like nowadays, the syphilis that we have is not the same variant or strand or whatever, and it's not as serious if you get it. I mean, it's still serious if you get it, but like it's not like gonna make you go crazy or anything. I don't know. Maybe I just like made that up in my head. I don't know.
I don't know. I guess I just thought that, like, because we are so advanced, like, medically, that it's people normally catch it quicker, like, you know, that they have it and treat it, so then it's not as bad.
That's true. Yeah, I guess
That's
maybe
kinda
it
what I
does
thought.
affect you the same way if it like goes on for years and years and years and years, but it doesn't really happen anymore. So,
I mean, who knows? Who's to say? Not me.
but yeah, that was the one and only time I had a STD. But like I said, I don't really worry about it now. So I've been lucky this whole time. So
Yeah. Definitely. Like, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like gay men have a lot of sex. I think that's just like a norm. I don't mean to stereotype gay men, but I feel like that goes hand in hand.
we do definitely, like, that's just part of the whole culture or community is sex. So yeah, we have a lot of sex. I can't help it. We're men, we're horny, you know, and when you're dealing with other gay men, it's just, I don't know, easier than what it would be that if you're dealing with a woman or something. So it just happens a lot easier and more frequently, and so it's, yeah.
So lucky. So lucky.
I mean, it could be kind of annoying when you're on Grindr trying to like find a date and stuff like that, and people just want sex, and it's like, okay, come on now. But I don't know. I don't know. I go back and forth with it, you know, wanting sex or wanting a date or whatever. But
if you wanted to date, wouldn't you get on like a different dating app?
true, I am on Tinder and like Hinge and eHarmony and stuff like that. But there's like other gay men don't join those sites, so it's like matching me with people in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and stuff like that, and that's not going to work out, obviously. So I just kind of stick to Grindr and just hope for the best. But you know,
Is there a lot of gay men in Fort Wayne?
I would say so. Yeah,
I know a lot.
No.
it's a pretty big community. The problem is it just doesn't change that much. So like when I came out at 15. I met some gay people just kind of like through friends and stuff like that. And then going out to the bars, I met a whole other group of gay men, and it's just kind of been the same people, you know, in Fort Wayne for the past 10,
all
15
the
years.
gay men that I know are all the same ones that I know.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they don't move away or whatever, and other gay men don't move here. It's just new gay men pop up because they're 18 or 19 or whatever, and that's, I'm not going to date an 18-year-old. I'm 31, so.
What's the youngest you would ever date, Stacey?
I mean, I guess, like, I kind of don't really want to look into dating anyone younger than 25, but I guess if, like, I met someone that I really liked that was younger than 25 and they didn't, like, annoy the shit out of me, then I'd be open to it.
Yeah. What about you, Logan? What's the youngest?
Dating? I would say like 27 or 28.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
Okay.
So, like, I don't know. It's just like a maturity thing.
Yeah, that's why I chose 25. Like, that's as low as I would go.
Yeah.
It's not this. It's about the same age gap because you're 29. So, like, it's like a 3-year difference.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
What about you?
The youngest
Mm.
for dating? I'm okay with 21. Like, I'm okay with that. The only thing is, I don't. It's got to be like a mature 21-year-old, and like an understanding 21-year-old. Because I'm 31, so and I got stuff going on, so I can't be like dealing with 21-year-old stuff. You know what I mean? Like, why don't you want to go out with me tonight? Oh, it's because I am tired and old. I can't right now. You know what I mean? So. Also, I'm a very busy person, so dating's really hard for me. So as long as they're understanding, that's all that matters.
I feel like that was really pointed.
Not in the slightest.
I'm sitting here and I just see these looks. You two are trading with each other, and it's awkward.
Yeah, if it's not awkward, it's not our relationship. So
or our podcast.
Or our podcast. Logan.
Yes.
When did you start doing stand-up?
About 3 years ago, I went to see Hannibal Buress. I think it was about 3 years ago. He came to town, and it was just like one of those things where I watched him, and I just knew, like, I mean, I wanted to do it since I was like a kid or whatever, but when I saw him, I'm like, I have to figure this out. I have to find somewhere to do this. And that was at the Tiger Room at Welch's Ale House. And so after that show, I went on their website and looked at their calendar, and I saw that they had an open mic night like 2 weeks later, and that was my first time. And I met Alex and Cameron there, and they told me about Wrigley. And then it was about a month after that I started going to Wrigley, and I just never stopped doing it. So about 3 years in, but with COVID and going to rehab and everything, I'd say like my time is really like a year and a half, but so.
Yeah. I can't imagine starting out and then COVID hit. Like, that would be so problematic.
It was annoying because like I just got started and I really loved to do it, and then everything shut down. It's like you can't do it for 6 months. So it was really a bummer. But
yeah. How were the rooms when it started back up? Was it really like shaky, or did it come out strong?
I think it was good to just do it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we really noticed or cared at the beginning.
Yeah.
That's how I feel anyway.
I feel like the first show, like back from COVID, we had a lot of audience members because everybody was just cooped up inside for so long. But after that, I can't really remember. Like she said, I mean, it was just, we were so excited to get back to it. So we didn't really care about the audience or numbers or anything like that. We were just happy to get back up on stage. So
yeah. That'd be nuts, man. Like, I get annoyed that I only have 9 minutes a week in Fort Wayne, you know? So to like have no minutes for 6 months and just be cooped up.
It was hard, but luckily I had just started, so it wasn't like that big of a deal to me, but I don't know. Yeah. It was, I think it affected everybody else a little bit more because they were years into it and were so used to performing every week and shit like that. And wait, can I curse on this?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure. So.
Yeah, there's been cursing. Like, we say fuck, marry, kill. We don't say sleep with, marry, and kill, you know?
Okay.
So,
I got you.
yeah, and then the livelihoods, people who, like, you know, rely on comedy to make a living and stuff. Like, I imagine that would be very detrimental for those people also.
Yeah.
I think a lot of podcasts started happening.
That's true. I feel like a lot of new podcasts started in that like environment of we can't go out, we can't perform, so just stay at home and start a podcast. And
It's nuts, man. It's a good idea though. Podcasts really did help out. I feel like helped out a lot of people who were cooped up in their homes at that time. Because there's like somebody, like those people, especially who they lived alone or whatever, and they could not go out. Like, wasn't there like a state of emergency at one point? Or something along those lines.
Kind of.
Yeah, like a stay-at-home order.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they really didn't want you to go anywhere unless you really had to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine like being like an elderly person at home, or like, you know, especially the elderly, because a lot of people didn't visit the elderly that often as that time because of how COVID affected the elderly the most, you know? So I would imagine podcasts helped those people. So you can like listen to someone else other than your own thoughts for a minute.
Right, yeah. It probably saved a lot of lives,
Yeah.
people wanting to off themselves and, listening to a podcast probably helped them, so.
Definitely.
I personally had a very, I don't know the word for it, active, life during lockdown. Like, I mean, I was just at my house, but like I was living with 3 other people.
Right.
And we had a bunch of animals, and like I got a routine down pretty easily, and I had a lot of fun. I did not mind just staying there.
Yeah. I feel like my life didn't change that much outside of not doing stand-up. I still had to work as an exterminator, so I was still going outside and going to customers' houses and driving around, and it didn't really affect me that much, but that was so long ago. I don't know. It just feels like another life ago, but it really wasn't. It was only a few years ago, so.
Yeah. It's just like history now. Yeah.
That's true. It technically is history.
Like we're pretty much past it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. I got pregnant during COVID.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah.
That must have been fun.
So I was really hormonal, and like a huge fear of mine was to, while I was pregnant, get COVID, because I was so worried about my immune system not being like at the height of it's supposed to be, and then like I just like be in a coma while I'd give birth or whatever.
Yeah.
So like I was super bitchy to everyone around me, just so like they would stay away from me so I wouldn't get COVID and stuff. Like I was just super vigilant of like being hygienic, washing my hands, keeping a mask on, yelling at people if they didn't have a mask, telling them I don't even care what your idea about masks are. If you're around me, I'm pregnant, don't put me at risk. I've sweared at people because they were touching my things. Like it was nuts. I was a really mean pregnant woman. But yeah, that was a little scary for a little bit. But yeah, I didn't get COVID until after I had my son. So
well, that's good at least.
Yeah.
Did you get like COVID really bad?
Yeah, it was. I legitimately almost died.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Did you have to go to the hospital?
Yeah. It was actually around this time. Like I got COVID for my son's first Christmas. I had it for a fever for a week, and it wasn't letting up. In fact, it was getting worse. Like ibuprofen and Tylenol was no longer subduing the fever or breaking the fever. So I was just having a fever. It was just less of one when I had ibuprofen and Tylenol. And then like when I didn't have it or it would wear off, my fever would get higher. So it got up to like 102 by day 8, I think. I was like, I need to go to the hospital. This isn't working. Something's got to give. This is only going to get worse. So I went to the hospital. They gave me monoclonal antibodies, something along those lines. It started with an M. And my oxygen levels was really low. I think it was like in the 80s, mid 80s, when it's supposed to be like 98. And they said if it gets below 82, you need to go to the ER again. But they sent me home at like 85 or whatever. And then that very night, it dropped down to like 81. And, I was texting my mom, who's a nurse, and she's like, yeah, you should probably go to the ER again. And then I drove to the ER, and it dropped down to like, I want to say it was like 72 or whatever. It was really, really low. I was blue. Like my lips and fingertips were blue. And the charge nurse, or the intake nurse, was yelling at me, telling me I should never have drove myself to the ER. Jeez. And then, I was in the hospital for like 4 days after that.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, that's pretty serious. When I had COVID, I had it for like a day. I think I was sick for a day, and that was it.
Wow.
So it wasn't that. I mean, my fever was 103, but I took some Tylenol and went home and went to bed. And then like 12 hours later, I was like fine. So that sucks.
Damn, that's nice.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't feel nice, but it wasn't that. That's scary.
Man, I'm jealous. And now, what I was really upset about the most when I had it was like I wasn't hungry, and when I did eat, everything tasted awful.
Yeah.
That was the worst. Like, I love food. Like, how dare you take that away from me?
Right.
Because I wasn't going to smoke cigarettes. I wasn't going to smoke weed because I don't want to take anything away from trying to breathe, you know? And like, I wasn't going to drink because I didn't want my fever to go higher. So the only thing I had as a crutch to deal with the fact that I'm dying was food. And I couldn't even enjoy that. That was the worst. So
yeah, that sucks.
Did you try marinara sauce? That was the worst for me.
no, I had macaroni and cheese. Like, I made like gourmet macaroni and cheese, and it was awful. Like, the texture was weird. Putting salt on it made it worse. Like, it was awful.
Yeah. I feel like for me, I can only taste sweet and salty, which, like, after experiencing that, like, I'm way more aware of, like, all the different flavors that go into each kind of food than just sweet and salty. Because if you can only taste those two, that's really bad.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
You said you had taste problems also.
I think I did. I think it was like along your lines, like everything just tasted bad. Like I could still taste everything. It was just like everything just tasted awful. And that lasted for, I think, maybe a week or so. And then it finally got better. But every now and then, like, it comes back up. Like, I'll just have days where things just taste terrible. And so I constantly think, like, I caught COVID again. But I'll take the test, and it's always negative. So I don't know if that's just, like, a sign of long COVID or what it is. But, yeah. I found out, like, a couple weeks ago that I'm a super taster. So taking that away or making everything taste awful makes it, like, 10 times worse.
What's a super taster?
I don't really know. Like, I guess it's just someone that tastes better than what other people taste. Like, my roommate, she bought this, like, little test kit that are, like, slips of paper, and you, like, stick it in your mouth, and if it tastes bitter, that means you're a super taster, and if it just tastes like paper, then you're just like everyone else, your regular taste. And it was, like, super bitter to me, but everyone else was like, no, it just tastes like paper. So...
Do you know where she got them?
I don't.
Does she have more?
We have a ton of them because she thought she ordered like a whole kit of like different things to test for, but she ordered like 10 vials of these like super taster kits. So
Nice.
we honestly have a ton of them, so I can bring them to you if you're interested in tasting to see if you're a super taster.
Yeah, I would like to try that.
Yeah.
I would love to also. That'd be cool. Have you ever... My ex tried this once. Because she's a raging homosexual. She wanted to see if she could affect a pregnancy test differently because of her hormones.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried peeing on a pregnancy test to see if you're pregnant?
No. Why would I do that? That's crazy.
Well, maybe it's just the hormones that run through your body. I don't know. They were just doing weird stuff. They didn't have a lot going on in that part of Michigan.
Does she live like in a small town in Michigan or something?
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah.
Yeah. So they tried doing that, and then they tried doing other things. I can't think. It was like the size of your hand and different rings around your penis. I don't know. It was all weird.
To see if you're pregnant?
No, just to see like what are the differences in like what's the physical differences in people who are homosexual versus heterosexual. And that was
feel
one.
like that's just like genetics. Like just everyone's different.
You know what? I just wanted to... I found that fascinating, and I didn't know if other homosexual people did that also.
No,
You've done pregnancy tests?
Yeah. Because it's prednisone that enacts that part of the slip of the pee stick that lets you know that you're pregnant. So I don't understand how that came about, but...
Did it show that she was pregnant?
No.
Because, I mean, I'm gay, and I've definitely... taken 1 or 2 pregnancy tests and they've been negative. So
I feel like that's just a small town thing. Like they had nothing going on, so they were just sitting around like, what can we do for entertainment? So because that's never crossed my mind to pee on a pregnancy test as a gay man, so I can't say that I've ever done that.
All right.
How would you feel if you did and it said you were pregnant?
Obviously it's wrong. I mean, I can't be pregnant.
I mean, you don't know that for sure.
I'm pretty confident. I don't think
How
that
many
would
people have
happen.
tried to impregnate you?
I mean, there have been a couple of guys that have tried to, but it didn't work so well. So, yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying you could have like a secret uterus that connects to your asshole and you don't even know about it.
True. I don't think I've ever had like a full body MRI done, so
Like
I
a
guess
cloaca?
that could be there.
That'd be nuts if you had like a cloaca in your asshole.
What's a cloaca?
It's birds have it. It's the part that differentiates the urethra from like the part where they lay the eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Cloaca. What did I say?
I don't know.
Anyways, but like mammals don't typically have it. Well, maybe like dolphins, but or different orca.
Gonna say that I don't have that. Pretty confident.
That'd be nuts.
Yeah.
You'd be a scientific anomaly for sure.
Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want to sell my body to science when I die.
You don't?
God, no.
What do you want to do with it?
I don't know. I thought about, like, I think the thing that I want to do with my body when I die is to have it, like, cremated and put in the root system of a tree. So you can plant a tree and it's like my ashes are in there. I think that would be my preferable way to dispose of my body. What about you guys? How do you guys want to go out?
You first, Stacey.
Well, I was just thinking I'm an organ donor, but honestly, that should like really come with like a warning label because I don't know how viable my organs are.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in me now, and I don't feel that great. But I don't really know if I care that much. I guess it'd be cool to be a tree, but I don't.
Just haven't thought about it that much, so.
I feel like it's probably more important to other people, like in my family, than it is to me.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Like, I don't really like care. It'd be kind of cool if you did something cool with it, like a weekend at Bernie's type thing for a couple days. Like, do some pranks with my discarded body. But, like, I don't know. I had one ex tell me that they'd want me to taxidermied just so they could have me forever and stuff.
That's super creepy.
I know. It was a match made in heaven at the time. And I think that would be cool if you, like, had me standing upright and, like, just when you have people over, if you have like the same people over, just have me move around periodically and then play pranks on them like that.
If I walked into a house and I saw that, like, I'm never going back to that house ever. I'm never talking to you, never going back there. Like, that is some serial killer shit.
I think that would be great. I think that would be fun. Just dress me up, treat me like a doll.
No, that's super, super creepy.
I'm also pretty sure it's probably illegal unless you like sign some documents before you died.
Yeah, probably.
And even then, I don't know if that's. I don't know.
I mean, how long could you keep though? Because like your skin is an organ, so that would have to like go eventually.
I would imagine it'd be the same as taxidermying any other animal. Like you just leather my skin, put glass in my, where my eye sockets are, so any organic material can be preserved, and whatever isn't, you can remove. But I don't know. I don't know much about taxidermy. I just think it would be cool to play pranks with people. But other than that, like, I mean, it would be also cool if like my body would be of some use. So like, I wouldn't object to like being animal feed.
I feel like you've told me that before.
Yeah, I wouldn't object to that at all. Like if I was like feeding some carnivores at the zoo or whatever, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they're supposed to eat humans though.
No, I think once they taste human flesh, they want more.
Yeah, I would imagine.
So,
yeah, I've never thought about that. Like dying, and I'm an organ donor, but the rest of my body, I want to go to lions at the zoo. I don't know. That's
or
just
tigers or bears.
Yeah,
wolves, the dingoes. They need something new. They probably were tired of kibble or whatever.
True. Yeah.
I feel like I heard a story about a guy who like he either like wanted to die or like he was dying, and he had this friend who was a cannibal, so he let his friend eat him, but like it was like part of it was while he was still alive.
I don't know.
Oh, and I think he also ate part of himself as well. But also, I heard that like the cooking recipes that they used, like some of them were really bad, so like they really regretted it.
I could see that. Like, how do you come up with a recipe for human flesh or meat if you've, I don't know.
I don't know how I feel about cannibalism. Like, that's a fetish thing. That's like keeping my feet after I die. Not because it's a lucky rabbit's foot, but because you have like a foot fetish or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm into that. I think I'd rather have my remains used for a necessity more than like for your own indulgence. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I am an organ donor, so like if you wanted to use my organs for like life-saving situations, by all means, but don't use my donated organs to eat. There's plenty of food around.
I love how you.
True, yeah.
I don't know. That was just really funny.
So,
I won't eat you.
thank you. Likewise.
Good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Are you a vegetarian?
God, no. Ugh, no. I like meat. I mean, I like vegetables too, but no, I need meat in my diet. Like, I just feel like I would be so hungry all the time if I just ate, like, I don't know, vegetables and stuff. Vegetables and fruit. Like, I couldn't. It's like you crave meat at certain times, and like I don't know how long I could go in life like craving meat before I would just succumb to it. So there would be no way that I could be a vegetarian or a vegan or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think vegan is very extreme for me. But I do know, like, I think dairy is probably problematic. Like, I feel like
That's what they say. Like, so many people say that when they quit eating dairy, quit eating cheese, like, they felt better.
Yeah.
But cheese is just so delicious. How do you go without cheese?
And, like, who am I as an American if I don't eat cheese on top of everything?
Exactly.
Like, it's so unpatriotic if I didn't eat cheese. Honestly. Especially American cheese. American cheese goes so well with a cheeseburger. It's not even funny. Like,
I feel like Swiss goes better with a cheeseburger than American cheese, but I don't know.
I'm gonna need you to leave, Logan.
I knew you that would upset
Jesus
you.
Christ.
I don't know why I knew that. I felt it.
Yeah,
Felt it coming.
I don't like differences of opinion. No, I think Swiss is a good option, especially with like mushrooms and maybe a little bit of blue cheese at the bottom.
Yeah, no.
Oh, not a blue cheese fan?
No, God, no. It tastes like mold or something. Like, I can't. Whenever I eat blue cheese, it just feels like I'm poisoning myself. So I can't get over that.
It is pretty nasty, but I love it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have it like with chicken wings and stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or just like anything.
No, not me. Can't do it.
Okay.
What kind of weird cheeses are you into, if you're into any weird cheeses?
I don't think I'm like into any weird cheeses.
Swiss is weird.
I don't think it's that weird. I like Gouda, Swiss. Goat's cheese is really good. It's really tangy, and I can't think of any other cheeses right now. But
well, we have a charcuterie board. No, we don't have a charcuterie board. But if I did, I would remember to get goat cheese for sure.
I appreciate that. I like that.
Yeah. If you thought of yourself as any kind of animal, what kind of animal do you think you would be?
So everyone says that I'm a meerkat. Like, I look like a meerkat. So I don't know why.
Okay.
So I guess I would just go with meerkat.
Have you seen a meerkat?
Yeah, they have them at the zoo.
Yeah.
They're like really tiny, but I don't know. I guess when they stand up and look around, I guess it looks like me. So
have you ever exterminated a meerkat?
No.
Yeah, thank you.
No, they're not. They're not native to Indiana, so I wouldn't have to do. And that would be like wildlife. I mainly do bugs, so
okay.
Nothing like. I mean, I'll do mice and rats, but nothing like raccoons or squirrels or chipmunks or anything like that. So
I'm so glad you're here. Now that I think about it, we have a mouse.
Yeah, I just saw it last night. It was crazy.
Okay.
I mean, we'll talk about it later. But,
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I think We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah. I'm always like the savior when people have mice or rats in their house. They're like, oh my gosh, you can help us. I'm like, yeah, I can try. Mice are hard, but yeah, I can try.
I mean, I have a flipping cat, and she's just like, hey, we're best buds. I'm going to feed it some of my cat kibble, and we're going to hang out and whatnot. Like, I don't.
Yeah, some cats are like that. They're really like hit and miss. I have so many customers that have mice and have cats, and they're like, the cats don't do anything. But then I have other customers where they have like one cat and 0 mice because the cat is like a lion and it just kills everything around the house. So
Yeah, it's kind of annoying.
Your cat kills mice. I found a dead mouse on your floor right over there a couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago?
Well, maybe like a couple of months ago. I don't know when it was, but I'm just saying, like, you're not representing your cat accurately.
Well, I feel like it because this mouse has been here for a couple weeks.
Maybe that one in particular.
Yeah, this one in particular. And he's getting fat.
This is really big. It's a big boy.
yeah,
Yeah.
big chonker.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can I ask?
Yeah.
Where are you two in your relationship?
Why does everybody want to know what's going on in our relationship?
Because it's interesting. It's gossip. My life is boring. I just want to know.
Do you want me to talk about it, or do you want to talk about it?
I'd rather you talk about it.
Okay. Kristen is
Kay. Kristen's Kay.
Okay, Kay is thinking about some stuff. Like whatever she wants, and I'm just kind of like, all right, I guess we just be chilling. Whatever happens for the time being, but eventually, something's gonna happen, one way or the other.
So would
Yeah.
you say that you two are together?
Ish.
Yeah, I would say that we're together-ish. I just have some stuff. Like, I really don't have time for a relationship.
Okay.
Truth be told. Like, I work out 50 hours a week. I'm really trying my damnedest to get a career in comedy started up. And, I have a podcast, and I have a son that I really need to be present for. So, with all that, like, I have something's got to give.
Right.
And, like, that, for me, would have to be a relationship. Because all that other stuff really needs to come first for me. Because I have spent so much of my life caring for other people and their needs. Like, I'm 31. Like, I need to really get on my career, what I want out of life, and not just live in a soul-sucking job day after day after day, and have nothing to show for it, and nothing to be proud of, and nothing for my son to have as, like, I want to be a good example for my son.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, comedy, my family, and my job has to come first before any sort of relationship with anybody.
So yeah, we just kind of be fucking here and there, but like, I don't know. I'm just kind of like whatever. And if I decide that I don't like this situation, then I might just stop doing it. But
I mean, that's definitely fair for you. Like, you deserve to be happy in your own way. So whatever you need for you, you should go find and do for yourself.
But I mean, that's kind of hard when it's like you're kind of doing the same stuff all the time, and like we're around each other a lot, and I don't like anyone else, and I like doing it on you, so why wouldn't I? You know what I mean?
Right. Like that is a good point. Like we would break up, and the next day we'd see each other at the club.
Yeah.
And then like a day after that, we'd be like, I'm going to go, because I like to travel.
Yeah.
For comedy. I'm like, I'm going to Chicago. You want to come with me? And, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? That's like a really fun time.
Right.
And so we'll do that. And then like in that car ride, it's a 3-hour car ride. And you don't have reception for half of it.
Yeah.
So what can you do besides talk to each other?
Right. And then you end up back together, kind of. And then.
Right.
Okay. I got you. Sounds complicated.
It's
But-
so complicated.
Yeah.
So complicated. but it is what it is. It works. It's been working.
I don't know about that. What I would like is if, like, you know, I was just your girlfriend, but then also, like, if you wanted, like, the night to yourself or something, you can, like, just tell me that. But, like, she doesn't know how to do that.
Interesting.
Also, I don't like if I don't want to like hug you right then and there, I like to express that, and then you're like mad at me for the rest of the day, and
Well,
then I'm just trying to like
But it's, like, it's weird, though.
deal
like,
with that.
It's, like, why is that such a big deal? That you would have such strong feelings in that moment that you, like, don't want to hug me? That doesn't really make sense.
It's not that I don't have strong feelings. Like, it's not like I have strong feelings to the opposite. It's that I don't have strong enough feelings to enact it. Does that make sense?
Does that make sense to you?
Not really.
It
To
just
me,
feels
it's
like
like-
rejection for no good reason. That's what it feels like.
I would just hug someone. Like, even if I wasn't into it, I'd just be like, okay, there you go.
I suppose. I don't feel like hugging sometimes. I don't feel like cuddling sometimes. I just don't feel it at the moment. That doesn't mean I don't care. It's just like, give me a second. Let me like figure out my surroundings. Let me figure out what I want to do. Let me talk to the host of the show first before we figure out what our seating arrangements are. Let me just figure some shit out, and I'll be happy to cater to your needs.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. My needs come first, though. Always. For me. They have to.
Mm-hmm. I mean, well, yeah, like me too.
Right.
So it's just like weird when our needs aren't lining up because, you know, because then it's always yours that come first.
For me, for sure. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways. Do you want to play two emotions equal a scenario?
Sure, how do you play it?
So, you just come up with two different emotions.
Okay.
So, for this example, I'll do elated and melancholy. And then I say that, and I'll go to Stacey and be like, elated and melancholy. What's a scenario where those two emotions would work?
This seems hard, honestly, but I'll try it, yeah.
What would your definition of melancholy be? Because I feel like I know, but I don't know.
For me, melancholy would be like meh. Be like here nor there. Like it's not like depressed, but it's not like happy. It's like in the middle. It's like, in my mind, it's a monotone of emotion.
Okay. This is hard.
It's like your stand-up style.
Okay. You know, I guess when I'm doing stand-up and, like, if, like, I get, like, a good laugh or something, like, I'm elated, but I'm also kind of, like, indifferent, you know? Because, like, I'm used to it. I don't know. I don't know. Do you think that was a good example?
That's a good example.
Okay.
You want to give me two emotions? And then we'll just throw it back that way.
I feel like I should do Logan, and then Logan should do you.
I want to give Logan another example before.
Yeah, give me another example, because that
Okay.
one was kind of wishy-washy.
Okay. Let's see.
Sometimes it's the hardest part, is the coming up with the emotion.
The emotions. Well, you could just
Mhm.
pull up a list on Google.
There's only so many different emotions. I mean, I am gonna Google this because I'm not like, yeah, this is like the part I'm worst at. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, here's a. Can't even read that. It's a blurry picture.
There we go.
what are the 12 human emotions?
There's more than 12.
Okay, I needed some. All right, how about confused and disappointed?
Confused and disappointed. Whenever I get off stage, because I'm confused why I didn't get enough laughs, and I'm disappointed I didn't get enough laughs.
Okay. It doesn't have to be stand-up related.
Okay.
It doesn't. I just did that. And it's a joke because I always kill, so.
Okay.
Except for when I choke. Which, there we go. When I choke, I'm always confused and disappointed. I'm disappointed in myself, and I'm confused why I choke to begin with.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I always kill. Like,
Right, yeah.
that's not fair.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. I would say envious and fearful.
Envious and fearful. That was kind of hard. Envious and fearful. When I see a good comic on stage, like when I saw Shane Gillis, I was envious and fearful. Envious because he's so good, and it's like just amazing to see something like that. But fearful because I'm like, will I ever be that funny? You know. So I didn't mean to make it stand-up related, but that was the first thing that came to mind.
How many minutes of stand-up do you have?
Altogether,
Like, if you could do a show, how long do you think the longest show you could do?
that's a good question. I mean, if I pulled everything out of the hat, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes. But that's like everything. That's like not good jokes, stuff that I abandoned a long time ago, stuff that I'm working on now. I would say probably 20 minutes. I mean, I've only been doing it for 3 years, and I don't really get the opportunity to do like 10-minute spots or 15-minute spots. So just trying to develop 4 minutes at a time can be quite difficult. But yeah, it's not much. So
What about you, Stacey?
What was the question?
How many minutes do you think you have?
Probably like 40 at the most.
how long have you been doing stand-up, Stacey?
6 years.
Okay. I don't think I ever asked you that. 6 years, that's not bad. Didn't you start like in Iowa? Is that where you're from?
I started in Omaha, Nebraska. I'm from
Nebraska.
Iowa.
Oh, okay. I
But
gotcha.
I moved to Omaha to do stand-up.
You moved to Omaha, Nebraska to pursue stand-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's good,
It's
I guess.
a city.
Yeah, it's a larger city than where you came from, so
Yeah.
I don't see why not, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to take a break?
Sure.
Okay. I'd like to have a cigarette and like recoup.
And we're on a break.
Can you say that again into the microphone? That was funny.
get nice and drunk for me. Is that what I said?
Say the whole thing again.
Get nice and drunk for me.
You should do another one.
Oh, you should do another shot to get nice and drunk for me.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't feel awkward. I'm just an awkward person. So,
I feel so comfortable with you.
really?
Yeah, it's awesome. Like,
Well, that's good.
I think it's like I'm not intimidated by you because you're a gay man.
Jeez.
No, it has nothing to do with anything other than the fact that you're a gay man. So I don't like.
You don't feel, like, threatened by me
Yeah,
or
and,
anything?
and you're not that tall. So like all those things.
I'm, like, 6 foot.
Okay, that's fair. But like, I don't know how to explain this. A tall straight man instantly intimidates me.
Really?
Yeah,
That's strange.
yeah.
Maybe we should dive deeper into that.
No, I
you wanna get
understand that. That feeling.
And then like a very animated, funny woman intimidates me.
That's. I think that's more interesting
Yeah, so you don't intimidate me at all, Stacey.
because I'm not animated.
Yeah, yeah.
I am funny So I'm not gonna buy your bullshit.
I just said because you're not animated.
Right, but you implied other things.
What did I imply?
That I'm not funny.
No, okay. But point is really animated, funny women, like people who could do a lot of physical comedy and are really quick.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, fuck you, man. You know what I mean? Let me get some spot time. You know,
Yeah.
Let me get the spotlight a little bit. So,
I got you.
that's just because I'm constantly insecure about everything. So,
Well, I know all about insecurity. I'm a gay man. So that's kind of our MO. Is that what I'm thinking of? Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think probably the reason that tall gay men aren't as intimidating as tall straight men is because just the fact that they're gay is very disarming. You know, it's like any threat is instantly taken away.
gay man's not gonna like advance on me, and I'm gonna have to be like no, and then have an argument start.
True. I get that.
Or get, beaten to death and raped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the very extreme of that. But I don't know how many straight men have hit on me, and I'm like, ew, get away from me. And then they're like really offended. One time. So I've been catcalled a lot in my life because I used to walk everywhere. And this one dude was like, ow, ow, look at you. And I'm like, ew. He said something about taking me home or whatever. And I'm like, ew, I'm 16. And then he got like mad and he's like, okay, but your tits say you're 18, so I don't believe you one bit.
Ew.
It's like, Jesus Christ, what is wrong with you? And this has happened to me like of this caliber, like many of times. Granted, he was right. I was 21, but still, like, how dare you even say that? What if I was 16,
Yeah. I don't know why straight men like feel that that's okay to do, because I've never catcalled another guy before. That would just be, I don't know. I guess it's also because I don't know if the guy is gay, so I don't want to get killed, so I wouldn't do that,
Yeah.
I catcall all the time. Like, I feel like it's my right to do that as a woman, to catcall dudes and not care. Like, like especially construction workers, because that was the stereotype of who catcalled women the most was construction workers. So I love catcalling construction workers.
It's pretty funny.
And I also like catcalling police officers, but I'm really scared to do that.
Yeah.
So I make sure that my son's in the car when I do that. But I don't know if he should learn that I'm doing that and that's okay. You know what I mean?
Maybe he just thinks that like mommy's being silly or something.
I'm hoping that's what he's going to learn. I'm just going to say that it's just for a joke as he gets older. But it's not. Like, those dudes are... The new police officers that are coming out of the assembly line or whatever, they're all tatted up. They work out. They've got these, like, beautiful beards. Like, how am I not supposed to ask them to put me in handcuffs and just do what they want with me? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't understand how you expect me not to act on my impulses a little bit.
Have you ever been arrested before?
Multiple times.
Okay. I was going to say, if you've been arrested, maybe you would have different feelings, but never mind then. So
You want beardy men to handcuff you and do stuff on you?
I mean, I'm willing to tell them that for sure.
But do you actually want that?
I mean, I'm not against it, but I assume that opportunity doesn't arrive for me, so I feel safe doing it. You know what I mean?
It's not going to actually happen.
Right.
Okay.
Because they're at a higher caliber than I am. You know what I mean? So I feel like I can catcall, and they're just going to chuckle, brush it off, no big deal. I'm not going to actually get some police officer's badge number and phone number. You know what I mean? Although I have, in the past, been pulled over, and they would say, do you know how fast you're going? And I'll be like, I really don't know. My Google speedometer said this, and they're like, oh, you were going this fast. And I said, I'm sorry, officer, I just saw you behind me, and I just got really excited, And I did get off with just a warning.
that works?
It worked for me.
Okay.
I don't know if it was because I had a car seat in the back.
Might have been the car seat, yeah.
I think the car seat has saved me a couple times. But yeah, that worked for me once.
That's pretty funny.
I do what I can.
So what if you were to catcall? Like, what would you say? How would you do that? Like,
What's the scenario?
I don't know, like a construction worker, I guess.
Typically I go with like, I like a man in a uniform that can work hard. Maybe you could work hard on this.
But like, do you like yell that to them or what?
Yeah.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
I feel like a cat call has to be like really short, like ow ow or something like that.
I do that, but if I'm like at a stoplight and they're right there, I do not care. Like I'm going all out for sure.
I could imagine you doing that, but like, that's kind of disturbing too, though.
What's disturbing about it? Men have been doing that to women for years. What is the Me Too movement if I can't catcall people too?
It's all about equality. That's what she's saying.
Exactly.
Right.
It's time if women had a little bit of a leg up because we don't have penises. We have to, pee with our leg up, standing up.
Right. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm a little bit drunk now, so I'm kind of just trying to follow.
I mean, I could catcall women too, but I feel like that's inappropriate.
Yeah.
So you're saying, Stacey, that you wouldn't want a bearded, tatted up police officer to handcuff you?
Jesus. Get me all excited, Logan.
No.
You wouldn't want that?
No, definitely not.
Like a beautiful, brown-eyed, tan, dark-haired, thick beard. That's the only hair you can see. Just saying, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to put you in handcuffs. Unless you can make it up to me. You wouldn't get all hot and bothered by that?
I'm a lesbian?
I get that, I guess. What about you, Logan?
What do you mean?
If that same scenario was presented to you.
Well, if that same scenario, like the guy that you described is not like what I'm into, but if he arrested me and he was like, unless you can make up for it, I'd be like, Jesus Christ, okay. I'd blow him, probably, yeah, to get out of it. But
even if it's a misdemeanor?
Yeah, I don't want to go back to jail. It's so awful in there. I would do some shit to get out of that, yeah.
I would do it it would be great if it was like an attractive lady cop for sure. But like, okay, one time I was in the hospital, I had a car accident and like there wasn't really anything that wrong with me, but I was like kind of temporarily paralyzed from from like my muscles tensing up.
Nothing really wrong with me, but I'm temporarily paralyzed.
Well, it was just like a muscle thing. Like my muscles didn't work in the moment because like they had all tensed up too hard when I crashed.
Yeah, like adrenaline or something.
Yeah. But there, I guess there was like this male nurse who had to like undress me, and my friend Maddie was there with me while that was happening, and she said that she was super jealous of me because apparently the male nurse guy was really attractive.
Yeah.
But I just, I only cared that like he didn't seem like rapey. Like that was my only thing.
Well, that's good.
But I definitely wasn't aroused. I was just like, I'm uncomfortable with this, I guess.
Yeah, I get that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another point too to bring up is like in a vulnerable position, I don't think I care how attractive they are. I'm not gonna feel apt to do anything. Like if I'm like if I was in your situation, like don't care how attractive they are. If they're undressing me, I'm be like, I got it. Thank you. Like I'll get it when I'm ready. So I imagine that would be very uncomfortable. But he didn't seem rapey, you said.
Right. Like I wasn't uncomfortable. I was just like kind of like, no, this is the situation I'm in, but I didn't like notice that he was attractive or anything because like I'm not into guys.
Yeah.
But if it was an attractive lady, it would have been a different situation.
Yeah, if I were in that situation, if it was a hot nurse like undressing me, there would be a problem. Yeah. I would definitely probably get excited. Like, can you not like take my pants off? Like, I got this. Like, this is just leave.
Like
You'd
a
be
hot
"I
male
couldn't
nurse, you
even if I
mean?
tried.
Yeah.
You're so stiff."
Yeah, yeah, definitely. The only time that's ever happened to me where I had to get undressed was when I had my appendicitis thing, but it was just female nurses handling me, so that situation didn't come up. But if it was a dude nurse that was like smoking hot, like, yeah, I couldn't. I'd have to like do it myself. Like, you need to leave. Get a female here or something. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah.
What can I say? I'm lonely. I'll take anything that I can get. I can't help it.
Wait, even a girl or no?
Oh God, no.
Okay.
No.
Have you
Just
ever?
checking. You said anything.
I don't have to ask, and you're more than welcome to not answer. Have you ever been with a girl?
Nope.
Wow.
Have you ever kissed a girl?
So Alex asked me this the other day. I had a girlfriend when I was in the 5th grade, but it's like you're what, 10, 11 years old, so it doesn't really matter. But like we never kissed or did anything because, we were like 10 years old. So,
Mm-hmm.
but no, I've never been with a woman or done anything with a woman. It's only been men. So,
Have you ever watched porn with women in it?
yeah, like in my adolescence, like, because for me, I always knew that I was different. I just never had like a term for it. And then when you start going through adolescence and you start, doing the dirty thing and watching porn, I just watched straight porn because I thought that's all there was, but I only focused on the men in the porn. And then, like, I figured out there was gay porn and I just never went back. So, yeah, that's really all my exposure to the female body that I have is that.
So what scenarios in porn do you like the best? Like what's your go-to?
Like styles of porn or
Like just like when you search porn, like what's your search words? What do you look for?
God.
Again, if you don't feel comfortable answering.
No, I can answer it. So twinks are usually the number one. And then I would say number 2 would be group sex. There's just something about that I really...
There's like a lot going on, and like if you don't like one thing, you can look at a different.
Yeah, I mean,
Part of
there's
it, yeah.
it's just so exciting to have all these other people there. So
Mhm.
I like watching that. So
I agree.
yeah, but I think those are the only 2 things that I really search for. So, and there's so much of both of those categories that I never like run out, and I'm like, oh, what else can I find or whatever. So it's just those 2 things.
Have you ever like looked for porn and then like you just keep scrolling through videos because you can't find exactly what you want?
Yeah. Yeah, it happens all the time. Like, I have this one website that I go to, and just like depending on my mood or whatever, sometimes I'll click on the first video or the first page, but then there are just like other days where I'm like on page 31 and I'm just like, I can't find anything.
Yeah,
So,
I find myself scrolling quite a bit before I choose one, and usually I have to like go back like 4 pages and be like, oh, this one looks the best out of all the ones that I've...
yeah, it looked interesting, but not interesting enough to like stop there. But you get to a point where like, fuck it, I'll just go back to that one video.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've been there before. So
Yeah, I've been there also for sure.
I feel like everybody's been there. It's like a very common human experience.
Do you ever like find a video and you're like, yes, this is what I want, but it's like 30 minutes long and you're like for me, I get tired of seeing the blowjob stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to skip the first like 10 minutes to find what I'm really looking for in that porno.
Yeah.
Do you do that or?
Yeah. So like usually, well, not usually, but like I said, I guess it depends on the mood, but a lot of the times I will just skip to the end of the video where they finish because that's just what I want to see, because like in gay porn, so much of it is a production. Like there's not a lot of amateur stuff unless you go on OnlyFans, but I'm not paying for porn. So I don't want to watch the overly produced stuff because a lot of times it's straight people doing that porn. So I can tell like they're not into it and shit like that. So I don't really want to watch them fucking. I just want to watch them finishing, and that usually does the job for me.
That's the only part I don't like.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like it either.
What do you not like about it?
The finishing part. Like, okay, so I don't really like. Well, first off, like the female orgasm is what I enjoy. Because, like, I don't like watching porn, believe it or not. I prefer listening to it. Like, if there was,
Ooh.
like, an audio version, I'd be into it. But, like, I don't really enjoy listening to, like, I don't like the whole, like, the dudes, like, the way the dudes sound when they're getting off isn't that fun for me to listen to versus, like, the women getting off. And that's, like, another problem I have when I look for porn is, like, there's not a whole lot of women that sound like they enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's usually like painful sounding, or they're like super like just fake about it.
Yeah.
Typically. So, I mean, there's times when I watch like women being degraded or whatever if I'm in the mood for that, but like that's very rare. Usually, I want like an enjoyment sound to it.
I guess I typically watch straight porn.
Really?
Yeah. And I don't like the end because usually the guy
On the face.
yeah, like he comes somewhere.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see that.
But you're a lesbian, so I get that part.
I don't mind a decent cream pie every once in a while, but like
Ew.
a face shot is really gross to me.
What's a cream pie? What does that mean?
Where it's in the vagina.
Okay. But do you like see the
Like the very end, she'll like push it out or whatever, and that's gross.
Okay. As long as yeah.
But like a sensual heterosexual experience is fun to watch.
I disagree.
But yeah, I don't like lesbian porn either. In fact, I prefer gay porn over lesbian porn.
Really?
Yeah, same. Lesbian porn just isn't that interesting.
It's
What do
not
they do in lesbian porn?
the same stuff they do in regular? Like they'll do like other stuff. Like they'll add like, you know, double enders and like scissoring and stuff like that for performance arts purposes. But typically, it's like very like you're pandering to a male audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, it doesn't feel right in a way.
I think I get you. Yeah.
And then, like, they don't sound like they're enjoying it so much. It's more like, and not like...
And they also don't usually look like lesbians. Like, they're just straight women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what a lot of porn is. It's just straight people, so...
Yeah.
Right.
If they were actual real lesbians doing actual real lesbian sex, then I would watch that. But
Yeah.
that's hard to find.
No, I don't know any lesbian, unless you're with someone who's in the idea of transitioning.
Mhm.
I don't know any lesbian that's going to put a fake penis in their mouth and pretend to suck it.
Right, that's gross.
And that's in, like, majority of lesbian porn.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
It's such a pandering thing. Like, it's
Yeah.
so weird to me. So, I'm not into it. But, I don't know, gay porn is really fun to watch sometimes. I don't want to look you in the eye when I say it. But it is. It's like, that's a fun thing because they seem to be into it more. You know what I mean?
I mean, they're good actors. You can find some porns where they're actually gay in it, and you can tell, but most of them, they're straight. And I just find it weird that you like to listen to it. Like, every porno that I watch, I mute it because I cannot stand the sounds that go on in there.
Yeah,
Really?
I at least turn it down really, really low.
Yeah.
No, I enjoy the sounds. But that's why it takes so long for me to find a porn because, like, it takes, like, I got to find something that seems a little bit more genuine or amateur to, like, get into it versus, like, the high quality, overproduced stuff where it just seems so fake or in pain or uncomfortable sounding.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get off by sounds more than I get off by, like...
That's so weird. I just don't understand that. I don't know. Like, the sounds of sex just gross me out, but... I mean, I guess it's okay if, like, I'm actually doing it, but I don't want to, like, watch a video and hear that stuff, so...
Oh, man, like, when so, another... I should probably drink more. This will be easier to say. But I really like, for the listeners in the audience wanting to know my sexual preferences, I really like dirty talk and, like, the different scenarios that they bring up. in different porns, like, I really like them talking about it while they're having sex and not just be like, oh, step bro, you got me in this dishwasher. I can't get out. And then they don't talk about it for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Like, I want them to talk about it while they're doing it. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
as an
That'd be funny.
example.
That's funny. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I want more entertainment in my porn. Like, if they're acting something out, it always feels like over the top stupid scenarios. Like, I want it to be like more realistic and like, yeah, just like a real situation. You know, like I like stepbrother stepsister porn, but like a lot of it is just so stupid.
Yeah.
It's like why can't you just come up with like a realistic scenario? You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't think that they're hiring TV writers to make these pornos. So
I don't feel like it'd be that hard. Just like, don't be so stupid about it. Like, what would actually happen here? You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think about real life and the time, you know, when I hook up with somebody or whatever, like there's no entertainment value to it. It's just like they come over and it's like, let's do it or whatever. So I feel like you have to add that cheesy entertainment stuff to make it work, because real life is often boring and not fun to watch.
not only that, but these pornographic actors are so bad. Like, they're the worst actors. Like, I just skip through the middle just because I don't want to listen to the banner at the beginning sometimes. Because it's just like, step bro, how are you doing today? Oh, I am doing so well, thank you. You know, it's like, ugh, get over that.
They're
Like,
worse than like soap actors. Yeah.
oh man, soap actors are actually like award-winning actors in comparison to these people, for sure.
Yeah.
And like a lot of times they're not even like very attractive. That's what usually takes me such a long time to find a video for, is like I'm not attracted to most of those people.
Yeah. So is that like straight porn that you're watching where they're not very attractive?
Well, yeah, I like stepbrother stepsister porn and sometimes stepfather stepdaughter porn, but that's hard to find a good one because those ones are usually like really inappropriate.
Yeah.
like pedophile-ish.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
Creepy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like in gay porn, like all the actors are super hot. So I've never really come across that many videos where I'm like, yeah, this guy's kind of ugly.
Well, like a lot of the stepdads like are really creepy looking. It's like I don't want a creepy looking stepdad. I want like a really refined.
But that's how they sell it. They have to be creepy looking, like the way a dad would look, or I don't know.
Yeah, they're pandering to the middle-aged dad audience.
Yeah.
It's gross. I don't like it.
It's just a fantasy. Like, I feel like that's what a lot of porn is just like, you know, there's so much porn that I've watched that I've got off to that I would never do in real life.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that's just what it is. It's just pandering to the fantasies that you would never do in real life.
Right, but I'm just saying, why can't they make stepfather stepdaughter porn for lesbians, for 29-year-old lesbians to watch? Why does it have to be for middle-aged men?
I'm going to go ahead and go to Braggers or
Brazzers
or Family Ties and email them and let them know that's what they should pander to.
I would appreciate that.
Do you want like a stud-looking stepdaughter? Is that what you're looking for?
Like a gay stepdaughter?
Yeah.
I mean, not necessarily. Just like definitely someone who doesn't look like a child or acts like a child. I don't like that.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
they definitely are pandering to a specific demographic. That's not you, for sure.
Why can't it just be like an adult stepdaughter? You know what I mean?
Like just coming home for the holidays,
Yeah.
bringing her kids and her husband, and just
Yeah, that'd
she
be
just wants to
interesting.
get to know her stepfather a little bit more.
That'd be interesting to watch, yeah.
See what her mom likes about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll write a porno just for you, Stacey, and see if it gets on Brazzers or Family Ties or whatever production companies will do that.
That actually reminds me.
I don't think it's called Family Ties. I feel like I'm bringing up like a wholesome like
Yeah, I
80s
think
sitcom.
Family Ties is a TV show from like the 80s or something.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like there's porn business called something close to that.
wasn't Michael J. Fox on Family Ties?
Think so?
The wholesome
I'm pretty sure that's
TV
the show that he was on.
I was
Let me
gonna
Google it real quick.
I was gonna say though, like Sarah Silverman was saying about how her favorite porn is just like a guy like by himself doing something, and and then someone actually made a porn. It was like a guy just like jerking himself off, and he like at one point was just like, "Oh, Sarah Silverman."
Aw,
Yeah.
that's cute.
Yeah, so that made her happy.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Would you want a shout out in a porno?
No.
Yeah, that'd be kind of like creepy if they said my name. Like, ugh.
I guess unless it was like, yeah, I guess if it was like that where I was like, this is the porn that I would like, and then they addressed me in it somehow because they made it for me, then I guess maybe.
Yeah. I really would hope that they would use my stage name because I would really feel insecure if they used my real name.
Because you think that they would be talking about the famous actress.
Yeah. I'd be like, oh, that's really nice. But are they talking about me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even there in that situation, but I'd still be like, oh, they're not even thinking about me. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, these are problematic situations. Should we stop talking about porn so much?
I mean, we could change the subject. Like,
Doesn't matter to me.
oh boy.
Welcome to Where's My Porn? Hey, look at that. It's on the computer. Let's go ahead and watch that.
Where's my porn? Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah.
Should we draw maybe topics out of the hat?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how about instead of waiting, we just like go around and
Yeah,
just do it?
we could just talk about a story about it or whatever. We don't have to come up
it's
with a
like whatever
joke.
comes to mind. Here, wait. We'll each. Here's mine, and then here's yours. All right. Who wants to go first?
Do we say what we got?
Yeah.
So mine says math.
Okay. Do you have any thoughts about that?
Math. I was never really good at math in school. I was always much more of a like history, social studies guy. So I struggled in math and trying to think of a good story from math class, but I can't. Like, it was just always so hard for me. And I remember I had this one teacher in high school, Mr. Walda, and he was such a dick to me. He would always get on my ass because I was the dumbest guy in class, and it pissed me off so much. And I still think about that guy from time to time in my adult life, like, that motherfucker, you affected me so much. But math, I don't really have any good math stories. That's a weird topic.
That actually reminded me of something. I also was very bad at math.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really related to the subject, but one day when I was in geometry in high school, I think I was a freshman, I put my feet up on the chair in front of me because, like, whoever's desk that was, they weren't there that day.
Yeah.
And my math teacher, who, like, I really liked, he was a really cool guy, he told me to put my feet down.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, why? And he was like, because I said so. And I was like, well, I'm going to need a better reason than that.
Jesus.
And he was like, okay, well, how about I write you up? And I was like, oh, okay. And then I put my feet down.
That's all it took. I'll write you up, and you were just like, okay.
Well, yeah, it was like for like detention or whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't want to like actually get in trouble. I was just trying to fuck with my teacher, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
get that. Yeah.
I respect that he asserted his authority.
I feel like being a public school teacher would have to be so hard because you have to do that all the time.
And I wasn't even a bad kid. I was just like in a mood.
Right. Yeah. Was it in high school?
Yeah.
Is that what, yeah. I feel like, yeah, kids in high school are always in a mood, so you would have to constantly, like, you know, wave your fists to make everyone behave all the time, so.
Yeah. Definitely. Do you have anything to say about math?
Not a single thing.
Okay.
And that's math.
All right.
All I could say about it, and this is going to sound so dumb, I can't count how many times I flunked math.
Like, you had to retake it a lot.
Yeah.
That sucks. I'm sorry. Hey, we're all bad at math. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. 3 for 3.
I guess.
Okay. Alright. Whatever.
Really dumb math joke. Easter baskets is what I got.
Oh.
Easter baskets. You want me to come up with a joke about Easter baskets?
Or just whatever.
I can't, like, growing up, I'd always get, like, an Easter basket from my dad. So, like, I'd always get, like, things that were kind of cool. I always thought, like, Easter was kind of like Christmas in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, there'd be, like, fun little presents in my Easter basket for sure.
I always forget that you were kind of a rich kid, too.
Yeah.
I always forget that.
Like, yeah, post-divorce, I definitely got, like parents would fight for my love through gifts, for
That's
sure.
awesome.
Yeah, I got cool stuff.
That's
So,
good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Neglect was very much there, but I got cool stuff. Anyways,
You're not supposed to take the microphone away from your face while we're recording.
I'm not gonna defame my family.
All right, whatever.
Anyways, so I got like cool little gifts. I got cool little things, like interactive things. I was always into sports. So I get like cool little like sport related things. I played soccer. I got like a little like basketball hoop at my dad's house and stuff. Because my mom always had to work Easter, so I'd always spend it there. And then we'd always do the Easter egg hunt. And I always had to like not be a good Easter egg hunter because I'm older than my siblings by a lot. But there was money involved, so I don't understand why I shouldn't have tried to get all the money I possibly could. Like, I get it. Give them all the candy, but I need the cash, for sure. Like, I've got things to buy.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't understand, like, my dad would get always so mad at the fact that I would, like, get all the eggs, but don't be putting $5 in, like, 10 eggs and expect me not to try my hardest to get all that money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for understanding how selfish I am in a reasonable manner.
Because that's what it was like at my grandma's house. We would do this big Easter egg hunt, and she would put like $5-10 in the big eggs. And like when I was, I don't know, like 10, 11 years old, I mean, I was out there getting them.
Mm-hmm.
So, because like I wanted to buy video games and shit, so I wasn't letting my little cousins like get the eggs. Like you can get the small ones with the Reese's Pieces and stuff in there. Like I get that, you know what you're saying, but I was going after those big eggs because it was Easter was like a payday for me. So
what if I'm 16 and they're 7? It doesn't matter. I'm getting those bitches.
Yeah.
I deserve that money. I worked hard for it all year long.
Plus, they're 7, so what do they even need money for?
Exactly, yeah.
Exactly.
What are they going to buy more candy?
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's plenty of
Probably.
candy out in the yard. Just go get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, my grandparents would always hide Easter baskets for me and my sister, like in the house. I don't know if you said that or not. Did your dad hide your Easter baskets? Okay, yeah. Ours were always hidden, and so we had to like do like just a scavenger hunt just to find the basket. So that was always really fun. Yeah, I didn't participate in too many Easter egg hunts as a child. I've never been very assertive, so it's like even if I participated, like I like wouldn't have like beaten anyone to any eggs, you know. I might find a couple, but like I don't know. That just was never really something I was into. Same thing with dodgeball. I hated dodgeball. But I was pretty good at it because I was good at dodging. I just never like threw any.
yeah,
Yeah. And then I would always like be like the last person standing, and then I would get out because you know someone would hit me with a ball because I was the only person there.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's typically how dodgeball works.
So like the whole game was just terrifying until I was the last one left. But yeah, I don't know. I remember finding some eggs that had like change in it, but not really any $5 bills or anything like that. I don't know.
We got to come from money. I mean,
Well,
come on.
my family was rich, but they weren't like just throwing their money around. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
So I never understood like Easter baskets. Like even as a kid, like I understood what Easter was, like something to do with Jesus or whatever. I don't know.
He rose from the dead.
Yeah, probably something like
Mhm.
that. But like, so it's like bunnies. But what's the point of a basket? Like, I never got it. So
Because the bunny has a basket, and he gives people stuff out of the basket. I think is the whole thing.
It's a pagan ritual. I don't remember the exact. I think it's Estar, and it had something to do with fertility. So the rabbit, has always been a symbol of fertility.
Because they be fucking what?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's really a pagan ritual that. Same with Christmas. It's a pagan holiday that was transferred into Christianity, so they could indoctrinate pagans in Nordic places. But I don't really know more specifics on that. I thought the same thing though. Like I grew up, as I've said on this podcast before, I grew up not religious in any form.
Mm-hmm.
So like the idea of celebrating Jesus with a bunny made giving out eggs
Yeah.
made no sense to
Yeah.
me.
It doesn't make sense to me, and I did grow up not like Catholic, but like sort of Christian.
Yeah. I know my family, they're religious, but they don't like go to church or anything. But like the whole thing, like bunnies don't lay eggs. Like what? Easter was always so
They
confusing to
don't,
me.
do
But
they?
no, they don't.
No, they're mammals. The only mammal that lays eggs is a. Oh, fuck.
I feel like I know this.
Platypus.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't it a platypus?
I wanted to say porcupine so bad, but yeah, it's a platypus. Native to Australia.
How scary would that be if they used platypuses for Easter?
I know. That would be scary because they also have venom.
Oh.
Yeah, they're an interesting creature.
Okay.
But they're mammalian because they produce milk.
mammalian.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a real word?
Mammalian. I've never heard that word
That's
before.
crazy.
Yeah, look it up. A mammal, a mammalian. They're like.
I'm just gonna take your word for it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, Easter is a very interesting time. It's fun though. I liked Good Friday because I got to have Friday off for school and stuff.
Yeah.
But I never understood why we always watch like Passover cartoons around Easter, like about the Jews. Not Jesus.
You did
Moses
that
and
like
the
in
Reeves.
school?
No, not in school. Like every Easter, like that fucking cartoon about Moses and how like Jews, the slaves of Jews, were able to separate from Egypt. I don't remember the name of the cartoon, but it was on every Easter. Was on. I could not.
Jews had slaves.
Jews were slaves.
Oh.
Yeah.
And-
I've never heard of this cartoon, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh my god.
Was it just like on TV or something?
Always. It was always on like the Sci-Fi Channel or something.
Seems weird.
I believe you.
I'm looking it up. But it was like the story of Moses, and like it would start with him and the Reeves being brought up by the royal family of Egypt, and it would talk about how he found out that he was the product of slavery, and he was adopted, and then he was an outcast, and he had to live with the slaves, and the slaves had to. They wanted to. They knew they were the chosen, so. One time, God talked to Moses and through a burning bush, and one of the times that God talked to Moses, he said to put blood on the door of all of the chosen so the firstborn would not die in those houses. And the prince of Egypt didn't do that because he didn't listen to Moses, and his firstborn son was died. So he started a war with the slaves, and then they went to.
And this was a children's cartoon?
It was a children's cartoon. It's a story I believe it's also in the Bible, but it's a story in the Torah. So, yeah, I just thought that was weird that it played every Easter. I think it's because Passover's around Easter.
You know what else is in the Bible? It is also a children's book that I found very strange and very disturbing as a child. Was the one about the guy who was ordered to murder his son.
Yeah, wasn't that like
And
Abraham?
Yeah, the story of Abraham.
Yeah, and then at the last second, God was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he was like, "You told me to do this." And he was like, "Yeah, I was just testing you. Don't actually do it."
Hey, that's how they played back then.
That's pretty crazy.
They took everything literally.
It's weird that they made a children's book about it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your paper say?
Teeth?
Teeth?
Teeth.
These topics are very strange.
Sorry, I just write down whatever comes to mind.
I gotcha.
I have really fucked up teeth, and I heard something today that made me think I should probably see a dentist sooner rather than later, which is that if you have a tooth issue and you don't take care of it, they can kill you just like instantly.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't know that, and this one time, probably like 10 years ago, I had some type of infection in my jaw, and my aunt came over to like visit my mom, and she's a nurse, and she's like, "You need to get that checked out, because if that gets into your bloodstream, like, you'll die instantly." And so ever since then, like, I go to the dentist all the time to make sure shit like that does not happen, because it's terrifying.
Yikes.
Quick segue back to what we were talking about earlier.
Sure.
The movie that I'm talking about is called The Prince of Egypt.
Okay, I think I've heard of that before.
Yeah, it was about the story of Moses. Anyways, back to teeth.
Yeah, so I need to see a dentist, like, immediately.
Do you have any tooth pain?
Oh, yeah.
You have tooth pain?
All the time. Like, especially, like, there's, like, a tooth right back here.
That's not good.
I'm pretty sure there's a hole in it.
That's a cavity.
Yeah, like, I can feel it with my tongue.
Yeah.
When was the last time you went to the dentist?
High school?
Jesus!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
How old
you
are
need to go
you?
to the dentist.
29. So it's been, like, 12 years.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I definitely recommend going to a dentist.
Yeah, especially if you're having tooth pain, like, that's abnormal, and you need to go to the dentist, like, tomorrow or something.
Okay.
I would
mean,
recommend.
I have a lot going on tomorrow, and I'll probably wait till after Christmas, but
I gotcha.
hopefully I don't die.
I don't think you'll die. Like, I don't know if I should talk about this on podcast. I have a rotting tooth. Like, there's a root that's in here that needs to come out, and I've had that for about a year and a half.
Ooh.
And I'm not dead yet, but I do have some significant sinus issues, because that's another thing that happens with tooth pain and tooth decays, that it affects your sinuses. So I recommend getting it done, but I wouldn't be worried about it for sure.
Oh, okay.
Because I've had that same problem for a while.
I don't know. I feel like we both should probably be more worried about it.
Yeah, if I were in either of your positions, like, I would be very concerned about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I plan on getting it done. I had to save the one tooth recently, so the tooth that is decaying inside my gums wasn't nearly as important as fixing.
Does it hurt?
Not anymore.
Okay, that's not a good sign.
Probably dead.
Oh yeah, it's long gone. The only thing that's left is the roots, for sure. But I don't want to. I'd like to get a false tooth to replace it, and it's just expensive, and I don't want my smile to be affected by just pulling out the roots, so I'm just leaving it there for now.
Okay.
Yeah. Brandon, if you could just cut that out, I'd greatly appreciate that.
He's not going to.
He doesn't even listen to this podcast. While he edits, he doesn't listen to it.
So you have braces?
I do have braces, yeah.
Is that a new development?
So I got them last November.
Uh,
So they're supposed to it's a 2-year plan. So originally they're supposed to come off not this November, like November of 23. They're supposed to come off. But I guess my teeth are moving faster or better than what they anticipated. So they're thinking that the braces can come off in the summertime. So that'll be nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, my teeth are looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it.
Are you going to have a retainer afterwards for a while?
I don't know. They haven't gotten that far into my treatment plan, but I assume, because like everyone that has braces has to wear retainers afterwards, or else your teeth will start to shift again. So I assume I'll have to wear a retainer, but I don't know yet. So I'll figure that out in time, I guess. But yeah, braces suck. Have you guys ever had braces?
No.
Yeah, I
Like,
have braces.
They drive me crazy. I constantly get sores in my mouth from like my cheeks rubbing up against them, and like they're just a pain in the ass. So I can't wait to get them off. But yeah, that's braces for you. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I get shit stuck in there all the time, so it's really like spaghetti is the worst because they're the really thin noodles and they just get like tangled and wrapped up in my in the bands and stuff. So yeah.
What were the things that they said that you need to avoid to eat? Anything or no?
So like I'm not supposed to eat popcorn or like gummy candy or taffy, apples. I feel like that's about it. Like I can eat most things. It's just those things that I'm not supposed to eat, but I continue to eat gummy worms and gummy bears because they're so delicious, but don't tell my orthodontist that. But there's not that many things I can't eat. So it's because I don't have like hardware on the roof of my mouth or anything like that. So it's really not that limiting on what I can eat. So
Have you seen a dentist since you've had your braces?
no, when you have braces, you're still supposed to go get cleanings like twice a year.
Yeah.
And I haven't. And so I'm a little scared about going back to the dentist to get the cleanings because I know they're going to yell at me. And I just don't like being yelled at. So I've been putting it off, but I need to go back.
I've always wondered if like when you go to a dentist while you have braces, if they ask you if you've flossed. Because that seems super like impractical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I just can't imagine while, like, they're cleaning your teeth being like, oh, I've seen you haven't flossed recently. It's like, how can you? You've got stuff in the way.
Yeah, they give you, like, my orthodontist gave me these little, like, plastic things to help with flossing. And you're supposed to floss, but it takes, like, a minute to do one little tooth. So, like, I don't have 20 minutes to floss my teeth every day. So, yeah, I don't floss my teeth. I used to before I had braces, but it's just such a pain in the ass. And I'm like, fuck it, it's only 2 years. Like, if I brush them really good and stuff like that, I'm sure that does enough, but probably not. So,
have you ever thought about getting the water floss?
The water pick?
Yeah.
I thought about it, but I'm just lazy. I haven't went and gotten it, so.
Yeah, I definitely need to floss more than I do. I think I floss about as often as I clean my litter box, which is not enough.
How often do you clean your litter box?
When it needs it, when it like really needs it, and I remember to do it.
No, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, it's bad. But I mean, it doesn't like stink. I use really good litter.
Well, maybe you're just like nose blind to it, so you don't notice when it stinks.
Do you have any thoughts on that? You've been to my house.
I mean, you probably also have it like in an unobtrusive area too, so you're not like out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, it's in like the corner of my basement.
Right.
But you've been in my basement. Does it stink?
No, I don't think it does.
Okay.
But like the way your cat lets you know that you need to change your litter box, that's super gross.
Yeah, sometimes she lets me know.
What'd she do?
Like she'll just go in other places.
Oh, I gotcha. I thought like you meant like she shits in your bed or something.
Yeah.
Ew. Okay,
Ew.
that's awful.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Have you ever thought about putting like a calendar on your phone? Like put like a notification in your calendar in your phone to let you know like today's the day you need to change your litter box?
No, but I should.
I'm glad I can help.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I mean, or you could just like do it every day.
Yeah, you could scoop it out every day or every other day.
Mm.
Like, you should think about your litter box as often as you shower.
And as often
That's a
as
good
I
idea.
floss.
Not as often as you floss.
No, I mean I should think about
You're
flossing
flossing.
as often as I shower.
Yeah, you should just have floss in the shower, just so you can do it while you're in the shower, and then brush your teeth afterwards.
I don't like people who brush their teeth in the shower. I think
Yeah, that's always
disgusting.
been weird to me.
Yeah. I've done it. I've done it a couple of times.
Mm.
It makes sense. There's water right there. I have a hard time brushing my teeth with my shirt on
What?
because, like, this drool and stuff like that will
Mhm.
just hit my body.
You don't like
sometimes.
lean over the sink?
Like, not the entire time. That's obnoxious. So, like, sometimes I'll, like, go do something, and then I come back, and then some of the drool goes onto my shirt, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta change my shirt now.
Okay.
So that happens quite often. So sometimes, most of the time, when I brush my teeth, it's with my shirt off.
Interesting.
Yeah. So shower brushing makes sense to me, but that's because I'm fat. So I don't want all that to go on.
Your boobies.
Yeah. And other things.
I just feel like your boobs would be the first thing that goes
It
on.
is the first. It's like, I don't even wear white shirts because, like, if I eat and something, like, falls,
Yeah.
it's going to be on the first thing everybody sees.
Yeah.
So, as a gay man, do you like boobs?
Not at all.
Not a boob dude.
I know some gay men that like to touch them and stuff or play with them or whatever, and I'm like, I don't get that. Like, no, there's nothing there for me. Like, I don't want to touch them. You can keep them to yourself. It's fine. Like,
You
I
don't,
like
you don't stare at boobs?
no, not at all.
Fascinating.
No.
I've always enjoyed looking at them more than actually touching them. Like, touching them is just kind of more for the other person.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you feel?
No, that sounds accurate for you, for sure.
What about, like, but, like, how do you feel about what you like about boobs?
What do I like about boobs?
Yeah.
I like they exist. Yeah, they're nice. They're nice to stare at. It's nice to touch a boob every once in a while. You know,
Okay.
a titty tap is kind of nice. I don't know. There's just a lot there. I appreciate a good boob, for
Okay.
sure.
All right.
And I'm happy to, like, you know, touch and feel and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, like, I'm happy to do it. It's just, like, I don't know.
So a guy told me once that when he sees something beautiful, he likes to come on it.
That's super weird.
That sounds like a really guy thing to say.
It does. He's just like, it's not like anything crazy. He's just, I like to come on things that are beautiful.
Like
That's-
flowers.
That's why he likes to come on women's faces,
Mm-hmm.
specifically mine at that time. That might have been just an argument to
Oh.
be able to come on my face. But when I heard him say that, that made sense to me in a little bit, just a little bit, because I like to do something similar.
Which is,
Just something similar.
have you done it to me?
Yes. And you appreciated it.
I'm very interested to know what this is.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't know what you're talking about either.
I like to, so if there's something beautiful, I like to kiss what's beautiful.
Oh, okay.
So, like, a good set of boobs, I do like to kiss.
Okay.
Kind of disappointing. I was hoping you were going to say I like to shit on things that I find beautiful.
And then
If I
Like,
do
I did
nothing
it to you,
learned
else-
Stacey,
that-
and you
that
really
she-
appreciated it.
that she shits on my face, and that's something that we do.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Were you worried?
No, I just had no idea what you were talking about. I was
Um,
like, what is your equivalent to coming on something?
yeah,
Okay.
shitting on them, for sure. I don't think I could shit on anything beautiful. That seems quite... Unless it's like metaphorically.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just because I'm jealous because I couldn't make something as beautiful as that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I can only shit in a toilet, so it would be very hard for me to shit on something that wasn't a toilet.
I totally agree with you. Like, okay, so pee fetish and shit fetish.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I was with somebody who had that fetish and they just wanted me to pee on them or whatever, I could never, ever do. Because I don't even like peeing in a cup.
Yeah.
So how could I do that on a human being?
I don't know. I don't know how people do it. It's very common in the gay world, and I'm just like, absolutely not. I am not going to participate in this at all. It's so disgusting.
There was a woman who I was involved with who asked me to pee in her mouth once. But the only reason that I didn't do it was because we were in a parking lot surrounded by a bunch of other male comedians.
Okay, that's a good reason.
And so I'm not even sure if she was joking or not because I didn't even check.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You should have done it. You should have.
I thought about it, but then I was like, this seems a little too far.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's very far. That's
Yeah, because she got me to do a lot of other things that I probably shouldn't have done in public in front of other male comedians. So,
Have you ever been a part of a bit and you realize it went way too far than it should have?
I mean, maybe.
I don't think so.
Like, can you give an example?
No.
No.
Have you?
Yes.
Okay, well then what was that scenario?
I have no clue.
Okay.
I was just curious if you guys ever had that situation where you're like, oh, okay, this bit is no longer a bit anymore. This is a problem.
Oh, you know what? I used to always tell my aunt that she had a big fat ass, and at first it was funny, and then finally she was like, I really don't appreciate that. You're making me self-conscious, and that's really mean. And I was like, your ass is normal size. I was just joking.
Yeah, that's a good example for sure.
I don't think that I've ever been in a situation where that's happened to me, so I'm boring. What can I say?
Have you ever tried to say something in a joking manner, but like it was taken out of context and it seemed like you were serious?
To you all the time.
Logan, you have an example?
So back when I was in college, I made a girl cry in math class because we were assigned, like, we had a test coming up or some project or whatever, and the teacher was like, the person sitting next to you, like, you can work together or share notes or whatever and use them on the test. And so I turned to the girl next to me, and I forget what I said. It was something like, don't fuck this up or whatever, or something like that, like, in jest, like, you know, something like that. And she, like, took it extremely wrong, and she just started, like, bawling her eyes out, and I'm like, what did I do? And so I, like, you know, it was at the end of the class, so I left the classroom, but I had to talk to the professor, and I guess she went up to the professor and just started complaining about me, and I'm like, it was just a joke. I didn't mean anything by it. But yeah.
Wait,
so.
What was it that you said to her? I'm sorry, I stopped listening for a second.
I can't remember exactly what it was. It was like, don't fuck this up, or like, be prepared, or something like that. It was a joke. Like, obviously, I know you're not going to fuck this up or not be prepared. But she took it, like, literally, like I was calling her dumb or something. And, yeah, she started to cry. So that was fun.
That's crazy that you've made a woman cry and you didn't sleep with her.
Yeah. I'm good at making women cry. What can I say? It's one of my talents.
Mine too.
Yeah, I bet.
What about you? Okay, so you said about your bit. I guess I should say my bit.
Oh, I had another thing I was going to say, but you can go first.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's very common for me to do like act angry when I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Just because like I'm so like ambivalent to everything around me.
Yeah.
So like I don't care about most stuff. But I'll act like I care just because I think it's funny. So like I'll throw something on the ground or something.
Mm-hmm.
But if people don't know me when I do that, they take it the wrong way. So I've had someone like at work, someone's gone to HR on me because like I threw something on the ground and be like, no, I can't do this. I'm done for the day. I quit. This was the straw. And like they took it as like serious and they thought it was a hostile work environment.
Jeez.
When really I was just like, yeah, I'll do it. It's a very simple task. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Literally,
they just asked me if I could just take this one thing to this one person 5 feet away because they're busy with something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just take that and I'll throw it on the ground and be like, I'm done for the day. And then they take it seriously. So whatever.
Did it break?
No.
Oh, okay. That's good. I was just gonna say one time when I worked at Michael's in the framing department, I had this manager. His name was Perry, and he was like my age, like early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about coffee, and he said that he can't drink coffee because it makes his tummy hurt. And I called him a pussy. And then he like just started going off on me, and he was all upset. And I was just joking.
Yeah.
And he was like, "No, it's not you. I was already upset." I don't know. It was a weird moment.
People suck sometimes, you know.
Man. I love when grown men act angry. It gets my jollies all going. Because it's like, especially when they start throwing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would just look at them as like a 3-year-old. So, like, if a guy starts being like, I can't believe you fucking said this, this, and that, and they start throwing stuff, I can't help but being like, I'm sorry, little Timmy. Are you okay? Do you want me to get you some crackers and milk to calm you down? And, like, it really gets them mad. But at the same time, how can I take you seriously if you can't control your anger?
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
Or control your emotions, you know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, the other night, we were you were there.
Mm-hmm.
We were all sitting around, and we were gonna run through the script again.
Yeah.
But I think maybe you had left at this point. I'm not sure if you were actually there or not when this happened, but I was like, "So what are we doing now?" And Lynette was like, "We're just hanging out." And I was like, oh, I don't care about any of these people.
Oh, Jesus.
And obviously, like, that was a joke, but
Yeah.
I was, like, kind of trying to also get a point across that I was, like, tired and didn't really want to be in that situation, and everyone's, like, kind of in my relaxing space.
Yeah.
Which, like, I could just go to the basement, which is, like, my secondary location,
Mm-hmm.
but I prefer the living room.
That's strange. Yeah.
But I did end up going to the basement, and I watched an episode of Dawson's Creek, and then when that was over, everyone left, and then I was able to go upstairs.
Well, that's good at least. I mean, yeah.
But Isaiah was offended that I said I don't care
Yeah.
about any of you people.
Well, obviously it was a joke. It's all your friends there, so.
Yeah.
But
But I was just tired.
yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
So. Well, yeah.
What time do you have to get home?
Pretty soon. I'm actually very tired right now.
Okay.
So.
What's the time frame?
I'm bad at this. Like maybe 10 more minutes?
10 more minutes?
What's your time frame?
I don't have one. I was just trying to be nice.
Okay.
I was just thinking, should we play a fuck, marry, kill or no?
Oh, sure. Let's do that, and then probably
Okay.
call it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anybody have a fuck, marry, kill in mind?
Like I said earlier, I was trying to think about U.S. presidents, fuck, marry, kill, but it didn't seem that entertaining, so I didn't think about it that much.
You know, I think we did. I think we did do Bush, Obama, and Clinton.
We did. We'll do later ones. Do you know any later ones?
Or do you mean earlier ones?
Yeah,
earlier ones.
earlier.
I'm sorry.
I don't. I mean Lincoln, Washington, Jefferson. That was a black man, right?
Yeah.
He made a lot of black men, for sure.
It was a joke because he was black in Hamilton.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I thought you meant George Jefferson, like from the TV show in the 70s or 80s or whatever it was.
That'd be funny if
like
that's what I-
moving on up.
Shit, I don't know.
We could do those three: Lincoln, Washington, and Jefferson. Do you know of Jefferson?
No, I don't. Let's not do presidents. Let's do something else.
Yeah, that's fine.
Before we get there, how many presidents do you know?
I know a lot of them. I couldn't name like sequentially from first to now, but I know quite a number of them.
I know more than I let on, but
Which ones do you know?
They're not like at the forefront of my mind. Truman, Buchanan, that's it.
Hey, that's Buchanan. Probably a lot of people don't know that one, so
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
For sure.
I only know because I had to do like a research project about him.
Oh, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Can we do? Should we do famous actors that were models?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know any?
Ashton Kutcher, Mark Wahlberg, and Tom Harding.
I'm gonna have to look up two of those.
Tom Harding.
Harding.
I think that's a different guy.
What was your dream about Mark Wahlberg again?
Oh, I had a dream that I was at a bar and I met Mark Wahlberg, and the whole time that we were hanging out, he just wanted to talk to me, and I did all I wanted to do was just pretend like I didn't know who he was the entire time. And so I would say things like, "Oh, what's your name again?" Mark. All right, Matt. That's nice to meet you. So where are you from? What do you do? And stuff like that. And like all the women that were there, because I had like his attention, all the women that were there wanted to like do sexual things with me so they could get his attention. And he was just like really put off by it. But yeah, which was a weird dream.
Yeah.
So
What was the third one? Tom Harding?
Tom Harding, yeah.
It autocorrects it to Tom Hardy.
Yeah. That's what I kept getting was Tom Hardy.
I'll try Tom Hardy, but I thought it was Tom Harding. Maybe I'm confusing presidents. Confusing with the president.
No, it's Tom Hardy.
This guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
God damn it, I thought it was Harding.
I already have mine. So I guess I'll go.
Yeah, sure.
I guess I'll fuck Tom Hardy because he's attractive for a guy, I guess. I'm gonna kill Mark Wahlberg because he is not attractive for any type of human. And then also I am going to marry Ashton Kutcher because I actually know who Ashton Kutcher is.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say I would probably kill Ashton Kutcher because his whole thing, like, about what does he do, like sex trafficking stuff, like
What?
advocates like on behalf of like we need to end this and stop this.
Okay.
Like I feel like there's a twinge to it that I feel like it's fake or something. Like maybe he's involved in it somehow, and that's why he's so like proactive to stop it. So there's something suspicious for me going on with him.
Mhm.
So I would definitely off that dude. No problem.
I mean, you could be right, but I think he seems like a decent guy.
I mean, more than
don't-
likely,
I
yeah.
don't
But that's
see
just
that.
my crazy head thinking about things too much. But
Okay.
so I would kill him. I would probably marry Tom Hardy because he's English and I got a thing for the English people.
he's English. That changes everything.
Yeah.
Okay, if he was American, not good looking at all, but if he's English, then sure.
Yeah, his accent like sells it for me. So I would definitely marry
wait,
that.
No, I was thinking Mark Wahlberg. I'm sorry. I fucked the guy you just said, so I'm fine with my decision.
Yeah.
Never mind.
And then I would probably just fuck Mark Wahlberg because apparently he has a very big penis. So yeah, that'd be fun to play with.
That's more of a reason for me not to
Yeah,
fuck him.
makes sense. You're a lesbian.
Yeah. I don't like it too big if there is going to be a penis involved, so.
Huh. Well, So you would marry Tom Hardy, or you
Mhm.
would marry Ashton? Sorry,
Tom Hardy.
He's
Tom
gonna
Hardy.
kill
Yeah,
Ashton.
I'd
Just
kill
for the
Ashton.
accent.
Yeah, I feel like he has really good stories, and I would just want to be around him a lot.
He's sober.
That's true.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you guys could canoodle on sobriety and whatnot.
I hate people like that. I can't. No.
Okay. Oh yeah, I get that. I get that for sure. I guess mine would be. I would probably kill off Marky Mark because he's been known to be a jerky jerk. Like he beat up an Asian man
Oh no.
in his teens or whatever.
Oh.
And, right after 9/11, like he went on interviews with people talking about how he could have been on one of the planes and shit, which made me really feel like he was just trying to make 9/11 about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that really made me feel uncomfortable. So I'd probably kill him off.
Yeah.
He just seems like a selfish person. But Marky Mark, if you're listening, I would not actually kill you. It's just this scenario. And then Ashton, he seems like just a cool dude to hang with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he plays pranks on people.
Yeah.
And he just seems like a well-rounded individual. Not too bright, so even more of a reason for me to marry him. Because I don't need a super bright guy. You know what I mean? I just need him there.
You don't want him to be outsmarting you all the time.
You got to be the alpha in the relationship.
You're the second guest to ask me this. And no, I don't need to be the alpha.
Okay.
Because I'm not that smart myself. I just don't need someone that's super smart
Yeah.
trying to dumb it down for me all the time.
Oh yeah, that's annoying.
Because I don't need things dumbed down. Like, I will figure it out if I
Mhm.
don't understand it. Just talk to me like an individual.
Yeah.
Don't act like you're smarter than me all the time.
Yeah.
And sometimes I like to be the alpha on occasion. And then with Tommy. Yeah, I'd probably just sleep with him. Like, I'd marry Ashton, just sleep with Tommy because that's all he's going to be good for. Like a couple nice little accent, talk to me with your accent while we're at it. Just have a good old time. Go about your business. I'll go about mine. Nice little story for myself. I'll make you some tea afterwards. It'll be a good time.
It's fair.
Yeah. Definitely. So marry Ashton. Kill Marky Mark. Fuck Tommy.
Cool.
Would you ever role play? Oh, wait. It has been 10 minutes. Should we give it a break?
What were you gonna ask?
Yeah, just ask it real quick.
Role play is all I was going to ask. Have you ever done into role play?
I'm not a good actor.
No. I've never been asked to do role play, and I
Mm.
don't think that I would really be into it. Like, if I pretend to be a teacher or something, I would just feel awkward or whatever. Like, I couldn't get into it. So no.
Yeah. Just performing well sexually in general is already I have to make sure to be good
Yeah.
at it. So then adding acting to that on top of it, that'd be really scary and difficult, and that'd be just way too nervous.
Well, it doesn't have to be good acting. We've seen plenty of porns.
Okay. Well, I'll keep that in mind.
I'm not
That's
saying
true.
for me. I'm just saying, in general, role playing doesn't have to be Oscar-winning performances. You know?
But for you, it would have to be.
I'm not saying that would be the case.
Okay.
And that's all I had to ask. So, hey, Logan.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. I'm sorry I was so boring, but
You are not boring.
I feel like I was asking super boring questions.
no, I think you were
We
fine.
talked about porn the whole time.
Yeah.
Majority of the time, for sure.
Hey, now people know about our porn selections, so
Yeah, hopefully people will send us porn ideas for us to get into.
Yeah.
Or
Maybe
not.
shout us out in a porn video.
That'd be fun.
Okay, we're not.
That'd be fun. Anyways, but yes, thank you. Is there anything you want to plug?
Nope.
You don't have an Instagram, Facebook, anything?
Oh, yeah. I do have an Instagram. It is L Hole Comedy.
L hole?
Yeah.
Oh, like Logan Holcombe.
hmm
I get it. That's funny.
Yeah. So it's kind of like A Hole, but L Hole.
Is
And
it-
also my name is Logan Holcombe. So
Is it HOLE?
yeah, just like Hole. So that's my
That's pretty funny.
it's my Instagram. But
Neat. Any TikToks or anything? Greg?
I don't really like make videos or anything like that. I probably should, but I can't like ever think of creative things to make videos about. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm boring. What can I say?
I get it. Like I'm very similar. Lately, I've just been like, let's try just putting my stand up and
Yeah.
see what comes out of it. But yeah,
Do you have any shows coming up?
Nothing that I'm booked on. Just Summit City Comedy Club, the open mics Wednesday nights. That's it. You know. So
Okay.
I don't get booked on anything. Not yet, at least. So.
Well, you should. You're good at stand up.
Well, I appreciate it, but it'll come one day when I'm ready. So.
Stacey, am I good at stand up?
You're a lot newer than Logan.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But that didn't answer the question in the slightest.
Yeah, I think you're good. I just think that you're still really new. So you're not at a point yet where I'm going to be like, you need to be, booked on a show. Like, I'm not, like, if someone asked me, I wouldn't be like, oh, yeah, definitely. Like, it'll, you won't regret it at all. Like, I couldn't do that yet.
Thanks, Stacey.
Yeah. But you're good. You're
Thank-
doing very well.
Thank you, Stacey. Thank you.
You're-
Thank you for your very honest opinion.
I try to be honest.
That was kind of lengthy. I appreciate it.
Well, that was an awkward way to end this, but
It was.
fuck it.
So, L hole.
Yeah.
L hole comedy or just L hole?
L Hole Comedy.
L hole comedy.
Just one word. Yeah.
Look him up. He's really funny.
Mhm.
Thank you again for coming. Thank you for taking the time to hang out with us. And
Yeah. No problem. Like I said, I felt like I was boring and awkward, so this may not be the most entertaining podcast episode to listen to. It's not Isaiah's episode, but hey, we did it. So
Did you listen to Isaiah's episode?
was Isaiah's episode entertaining?
a little bit, yeah, because he's so all over the place and stuff, and I don't know. I just found it a little entertaining, but
Oh, good. Yeah, Isaiah is fucking hilarious.
Okay.
So are you, Logan. I think you're really funny.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You too.
Thank you, Logan. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
What about me?
You're very funny, Stacey, too.
You're very funny, Stacey.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
Positive note to end on.
definitely. Do we want to say any affirmations while we're here?
I feel like we all just did.
Yeah, I feel like we just did. I really got to pee.
All right.
Okay.
So.
And that's a wrap. Thank you, guys.